Today we're talking to Mr. Ndabe Ramakubela, the acting CEO of Limpopo Tourism Agency, to discuss the state of tourism in Limpopo. Hello Mzansi, my name is Xolani Mthethwa. Let's talk tourism. Talk Tourism is your channel where we talk anything and everything that is tourism in South Africa. And we believe that the tourism industry will bounce back after this global pandemic. Now, Mr. Ramakubela, let's talk tourism in Limpopo. Firstly, what is Limpopo tourism and what does it do?
Okay, thank you. The Limpopo Tourism Agency is a destination management organization that deals with promoting Limpopo as a destination, particularly to the domestic as well as international tourists. Its aim is to increase the number of people who visit Limpopo, and they do that through other engagements, including the marketing programs that are put in place to make sure that the province Limpopo is known across the world as well as domestically. Encourage people to explore the diversity that this province offers.
That's great. Now, if someone who have never been to Limpopo, what can you say about Limpopo? If somebody is new and they just want to learn more about Limpopo, how would you describe Limpopo as a tourism destination?
Well, describe Limpopo as a place of legends, a place of natural habitat for wildlife and safari, but it's also a place of many cultures and united in their diversity. And it's a place with 5 regions that each have unique offerings from the Waterberg area going all the way to Wembe, connecting to the Capricorn region, all the way to Mupani, as well as Kukuni. We have 3 national parks that are in the province, Marakele, Mapungubwe, as well as Kruger National Park, are all within Limpopo province. But beyond that there are World Heritage Sites like Mapungubwe within the national park itself. So that's what Limpopo is. It's a warm place generally, but not only warm in terms of the climatic conditions, but the people themselves as well are quite friendly, are quite warm, and culturally very accommodative in allowing visitors to come through, allowing visitors to stay over, and getting visitors to know more about what this province offers. And that's what Limpopo is.
It's a beautiful province indeed. Now, let's talk about the latest tourism statistics. I know that there's been a slowdown of tourists coming in because of the global pandemic. And I understand that there's been quite a lot damage that the COVID-19 has done to the global tourism sector. Now, for Limpopo, what has been the impact of the global pandemic? And if you've got any figures, of arrivals, are you seeing any growth since the country moved to level 1? What has been the field from the Limpopo tourism side?
And unfortunately, at the moment, we don't have official statistics that have come out of a COVID situation. But there's been a greater impact on how tourists visit Limpopo. 70% of the visitors into the province are mainly within the domestic market who are visiting friends and relatives. We have a bigger number of people that travel our province in that form. Of course, we have had about 5% of establishments closing due to COVID in this particular area. About 65% of those have said that they are not able to meet their daily demands, which includes issues like rates, taxes, and other related services because of the impact of COVID on their businesses. and others have had to lay off a number of workers, unfortunately, because of the status where we are in. So that is part of the things that have affected us. And this is despite the government intervention trying to get everybody, those within the sector, an opportunity to participate, to get into the recovery program.
Now, in terms of the attractions, like you are talking about occupancy rate and all those, I just want to check with you, which of your attractions are the most popular? The ones that drive those numbers?
At the moment, of course, accommodation is growing, particularly over weekends.
Yeah.
We have checked the number of lodges. We have people who are traveling for game and safari, as well as the outdoor. Those are creating bigger numbers of interest amongst the people who are visiting us. So those are some of the areas as we analyze, we realize that people are still coming in their big numbers to some of these areas. The Waterberg, for example, offers over 100 game farms and lodges within the area, and those have proven to be very popular over weekends. That even now, as we speak, a lot of them for the past weekend were fully occupied. But we're happy now that towns are beginning to bring back their smaller festivals, small activities, the berry festivals, the farm markets. All of those activities are coming back.
Wow, you've said a mouthful. I know very well Limpopo is a tourism gem, and there is so much to do. There is so much to discover. Events. I see that Limpopo is stepping up to another level in terms of events. You recently had the golfing championship. I think it's called Limpopo Championship at Euphoria Golf Estate. And maybe you can just take us through also the plans, the future plans in the financial year that we have just started.
Yes, thank you. We have indeed been able to place some of the activities within the cluster that is commonly known as sports tourism. It is at the backbone of our eventing activities. The programs that we are involved in at the moment are based on the activities that we know are able to take place. So within the basket, we have the Limpopo Championship, which is a premier golfing event, co-sanctioned by Sunshine Tour, as well as the European Challenge Tour. This is one of the premium events because golfers find it easy to come through it, but it gives them an opportunity to go and play in the European Challenge Tour, something which a number of them haven't been able to do. So a person like Brendan Stone already automatically qualifies to play in the next round of the European Challenge Tour, which is happening outside the country. And in that way, they are already given an exposure. We are not a sport federation, we're not a sports department, but what we are doing is that we're using sport as a way in which we give a marketing emphasis to what the province has to offer. Sports tourism is the element that we bring in here. Yeah, the future plans are that we are going to continue with another sporting event in November. It's an international sporting event, which is co-sanctioned by Cycling South Africa and the UCI, United Cycling International, which is called Tour de Limpopo. It's a cycling event that involves continental teams from Europe, from Africa and the Americas. And those will be competing on it's only third year, running here in November from the first week of November. It will run for 4 days. It's a tour that we are going to host. And that is one of the premium events. But besides that, we are also supporting the teams that are participating in the Premier Soccer League. There are 3 teams in Limpopo: Black Leopards, Baroka, as well as Chakuma Chamazdo and the TTM, who are plying their trade in the DSTV Premier Soccer League. And our support to them is to also show it almost seems natural because they've been playing here for a long time, but they bring in a lot of attention and tourists into our area. So those are our plans. So we plan to do partnerships with all the sporting codes that I've mentioned, but we also want to support small towns for small festival when we do the recovery. But we are also going to support the industry through the recovery period. And depending on how the situation is after May, we will then know very well if we are able to get any more funding through budget adjustment, and we'll be able to assist products to place their available spaces, their available products within the market. So our biggest backbone is sports tourism of our programs for the next couple of months. And then we're also doing a partnership as a way of support. And then the rest of the things that will come through business events, as soon as they recover, we'll be able to run programs into those areas. But for now, because of the impact that it's had, we have placed it as one of the last aspects that we'll deal with. But for grounded, the three areas in terms of sports tourism in soccer, golf, as well as in cycling, those are the areas that we'll be concentrating in.
Date Ramakuela, thanks very much for your time on a public holiday. We really appreciate you giving us this information. We also, as a channel, want to make sure that we give information out that is correct and fair to our viewers wherever they are. Mzansi, you've heard it, the acting CEO of Limpopo Tourism Agency, Mr. Ndade Ramakuela. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Press that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen and click that little bell so that you get notifications once a new video is uploaded. We love you, Mzansi. Let's tour our country. Let's visit these places that we are showcasing. We thank you very much. We love you. Peace.